One habit that changed everything. Ayaan's story. Imagine having the skill to change the world, but one bad habit holding you back. In this video, follow Ayaan, a brilliant blacksmith who loses everything because he can't wake up on time. See how a single decision to change his mornings turns his life around and leads him to unimaginable success. In a peaceful village nestled between lush green fields and towering mountains, there lived a hard-working blacksmith named Ayaan. His forge, where iron met fire, was well known to all the villagers. Ayaan was revered for his exceptional craftsmanship, his ability to shape the hardest iron into works of art. From sturdy horseshoes to elegant gates, his skill was unmatched. He created ironwork that was both strong and graceful, blending durability with beauty. However, Ayaan had one major flaw. He could never wake up early. He wasn't lazy, and he wasn't unmotivated. He simply loved the warmth of his bed far too much to rise early. Every morning, his alarm would ring, and every morning, he would hit the snooze button repeatedly. The warmth and comfort of his bed would pull him back, keeping him in its embrace for just a few more minutes, which always turned into an hour. This bad habit was becoming increasingly costly. Not only did it take away valuable working hours, but it also caused him to miss important village meetings. Ayaan had lost count of how many times the elders had reprimanded him for his late arrivals. Worst of all, his tardiness often delayed orders from his customers who were relying on him for important pieces of work. Despite all of this, Ayaan never took the advice of his father or the village elders seriously. What difference does it make if I wake up late? He would argue. I can always work at night. And so the cycle continued, and Ayaan's mornings were filled with struggle. But what Ayaan failed to realize was that life moved at its own pace. The world was not waiting for him to adjust to his own rhythm. By not adjusting to the world's, he was missing out on golden opportunities. One bright and crisp morning, the village chief, Ustad Karim, called a meeting to discuss preparations for the grand annual festival. It was the biggest event of the year, with villagers coming together to celebrate their shared culture and traditions. Each villager was assigned a task, and Ayaan was given the most prestigious responsibility of all, to create a magnificent iron gate for the temple. This gate was to be the centerpiece of the festival, symbolizing both strength and unity. It was Ayaan's chance to truly showcase his skill to the entire village. The night before the meeting, Ayaan worked late into the evening. He meticulously designed the gate, ensuring every detail was perfect. The thought of the honor he'd been given filled him with pride. But the next morning, as the sun rose and the village began to stir, Ayaan was still fast asleep. Ustad Karim and his assistants made their way to Ayaan's workshop early to discuss the design of the gate, but to their disappointment, the workshop was closed. Ayaan was still in bed, oblivious to the world around him. Time was ticking and the festival was fast approaching. Frustrated and left with no choice, Ustad Karim assigned the task to another blacksmith, Rafiq. Now, Rafiq wasn't as skilled as Ayaan. His work was competent, but it lacked the finesse Ayaan was known for. However, there was one thing Rafiq always had: punctuality. He was reliable and responsible, never letting anything slip through the cracks. When Ayaan finally woke up and learned that his opportunity had been taken away, he felt a heavy weight of regret settle in his chest. The festival was the village's most significant event, and he had lost the chance to show his true potential. He felt as though he had failed not just himself, but his entire village. Filled with embarrassment, he sought advice from his wise grandfather, Ayaan, who had always been a guiding light in his life. Grandfather, Ayaan said, I don't know why I struggle so much to wake up early. I want to change, but no matter how hard I try, I just can't seem to leave my bed. Nanajan looked at him with a gentle smile and said, waking up early is not just about setting an alarm. It's about understanding why it matters. Let me tell you a story. Many years ago, in another village, there were two farmers, Ayaan and Imran. They had the same land, the same tools, and faced the same weather conditions. The only difference was that Ayaan woke up early, while Imran always slept in. Ayaan, disciplined and consistent, would rise with the sun. By the time the clock struck noon, he had already completed the majority of his work. This left him with the afternoon to rest, spend time with his family, and enjoy moments of peace. Because of his efficient schedule, his crops grew abundantly, and his family thrived year after year. Imran, on the other hand, would rise late and rush through his tasks. Working under the scorching midday sun, he would often make mistakes, feeling drained and overwhelmed by the end of the day. His crops were never as bountiful, and his life seemed to move in a constant state of exhaustion. One year, a terrible storm hit the village, destroying crops and ruining livelihoods. Ayaan, who had harvested most of his crops early, faced only minimal losses, but Imran, who had delayed his work, lost nearly everything. Nana Jan looked into his eyes and said, My dear Ayaan, waking up early is not just about discipline, it's about giving yourself a head start. The world moves forward with or without us, and if you are always behind, you will never catch up. Ayaan sat in silence, reflecting deeply on his grandfather's words. That night, he made a firm decision to change. He would no longer let laziness control his life. The next morning, he set his alarm for 5:30 a.m., a time he had never woken up at before. When it rang, he instinctively reached to hit the snooze button, but then his grandfather's story echoed in his mind. He sat up, took a deep breath, and dragged himself out of bed. He washed his face, stretched his arms, and stepped outside into the cool morning air. The sun had just begun to rise, painting the sky with beautiful shades of orange and pink. Ayaan took a moment to appreciate the quiet beauty of the world waking up around him. For the first time, he felt truly awake, not just in his body, but in his mind. For the next few weeks, Ayaan followed a strict morning routine. He went to bed early, avoided distractions at night, and kept a journal to track his progress. At first, the mornings were difficult, and he found himself wanting to return to his old ways, but he pushed through, reminding himself of the lesson he had learned from his grandfather's story. Slowly, his body adjusted, and waking up early became easier. Over time, Ayaan's life began to transform. He was more productive, more focused, and completed orders with greater efficiency. The villagers began to notice his change, and his reputation as a skilled, reliable blacksmith grew. He began to gain the respect of not just his customers, but his entire community. When the next festival arrived, Ustad Karim approached Ayaan once more. This time, he was given an even greater responsibility. He was to design an elaborate iron gate, one that would stand as the pride of the village for years to come. Ayaan accepted the task with newfound confidence. Not only did he finish the gate well before the deadline, but it was the most stunning piece of ironwork the village had ever seen. Word of his talent spread beyond the village, and soon customers from neighboring towns were coming to him for his expert craftsmanship. One evening, as Ayaan sat with Nana Jan, he said, "Grandfather, I finally understand. Waking up early isn't just a habit. It's the key to controlling my life. I feel more focused, more energetic, and closer to my dreams than ever before." His grandfather smiled proudly and replied, "Remember, my child, the morning sun brings new opportunities. Those who wake up early embrace success, while those who sleep in are always chasing after it. Never forget this lesson." From that day forward, Ayaan never returned to his old habits. He became an inspiration to the entire village, and his story was passed down through generations, teaching everyone that waking up early is not just about rising with the sun. It's about unlocking one's true potential. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe a simple habit like waking up early can completely change your life? Or maybe you've already transformed your life with a small change. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your story. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community for more inspiring content.